Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is well today. I would like to share something with you. I am a huge advocate of people fighting for their relationships with regard to I would say marriages and the things that go wrong in marriages, and just not giving up and throwing in the towel and just saying this is what it's going to be. I am a huge advocate of people trying to just hang in there and stick things out, only because of the fact that the Bible says that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers, principalities, against rulers of the darkness, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And this brings light to the fact that there are things going on in a relationship that we cannot see. So, because of the fact that I spent a lot of my life fighting against things that I could not see, not even in just relationships, just all throughout my life. When I came into the knowledge, I wanted to share it with people and let them know that there are things beyond what we can sense with our natural senses that contribute to what happens in our relationships with any type of person, whether it's mother, father, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, teacher, job, whomever. And that's why I am a big proponent of fighting for relationships, because of the fact that I know there are things going on behind the scenes, and a lot of times the spirits behind the scenes win because of the fact that we don't know that they're there. So when we don't know that they're there, they're able to get the victory over us because of the fact that we don't know what we're fighting against. We wind up fighting against each other. Now, that being said, I don't think, and I would only tell someone to fight who can stomach what's going on. If it's too much for you, and I would say if it's too much for the person and they can't handle what's going on and it's breaking them apart, I wouldn't tell them to stay in a relationship and fight, because it's beyond what they can handle. If they have the stomach for it, they can tolerate it. They can tolerate what the other person is doing to them so much that they can stick in and get in there in war, then by all means do it. War is not for everyone. Everyone cannot be on the front lines on the battlefield in head-to-head combat when it comes to anything. So that is my stance on that. And the reason I actually felt that way about fighting for the relationship is because I had so many people sharing things with me, and they just didn't want to let the relationship go. And from what they were telling me, they could just go through the pain of whatever was going on, and they were fine. They were fine with going to God and just waiting on God. And so I thought that that was good for them. However, there are some other people that are not in the same place, and what is going on in the relationship is really tearing them apart. They're being abused mentally, they're being abused verbally, physically. It's really breaking them down. In that situation, I would not say that you need to stay in a relationship and fight, because it's breaking you down. There are times when we would latch on to someone, and because we don't have a sense of self-esteem, because we've been beaten down so much in our lives, then we just latch on to that because we are accustomed to the abuse. So one more person abusing us is nothing big. But we have to come to the point where we love ourselves enough to know that we don't deserve that. We don't deserve neglect. We don't deserve abuse. We don't deserve to not be loved. We have to see ourselves as a worthwhile individual. And I think sometimes on the flip side, that's why people want to stay in and quote unquote fight, because they can't see their lives outside of the person that they're with, even with the abuse. They would rather be in an abusive relationship than just get out because they're afraid of the unknown. And because they don't think that they'll be anything without this person, because the person has taught them that they would never make it without them. And so this is what's in their head. They're constantly thinking that their life would be nothing without this person. And so they just stay in the relationship and weather the storm, and all the while they're being torn down. And sometimes it breaks you down physically to where you develop cancers and you develop mental health issues and you develop chronic sick illnesses, and it's all because of the treatment that's happening in the relationship. In that instance, I would say you have to love yourself. Let the person go. It may hurt, but let them go and know that you are still a whole person even without them. Regardless, if it's breaking you down, then you need to go. And still, I would say, still go to God and still let God do what he's going to do. But in the meantime, you need to fix yourself. Take time to love yourself and get to know yourself, not the person who someone else has made you believe that you are, but the beautiful person that God has made. I believe you should get to know that person and love that person and know that that person is worth being loved, and that the person that comes to them to be in their life should not bring garbage into their life, but should definitely come correct and to love them correctly if they wish to be a part of their life or to stay in their life. I don't say that you should throw whomever you're in love with away, because love, you can't shut love on and off, and I understand that. But I just wanted to bring to light that it's important in any relationship that we love ourselves first. And I think it's important because so many of us have not been taught to love ourselves. We've been taught conditional love. So we're only worth something if someone else loves us. So if someone else is not treating us right, then we don't feel right about ourselves. If we don't have a lot of friends, then we don't feel right about ourselves. Something is wrong with us. If we don't have 500 likes on a picture, or we don't have 5,000 or 5 million Facebook friends, we don't feel like we're worth something. But we have to know that we are worth more than our weight in gold, because God made us, and when he made us, he said that it was good. And someone may not take that as a self-esteem booster, but it definitely is. If the God of the whole earth, if the God of the whole creation made you and said that it was good, take his word for it. You're something awesome. So just remember that you are an awesome being. If it's hurting you, then leave it. Let God deal with it. You go and live with your life, because Jesus came that we may have life and that more abundantly. So go enjoy the abundant life. Be blessed.